Jojo, Siwa and Chris Hughes.
That picture of them in bed.
It's giving like dad and child. Jojo, Siwa.
Oh God! Everyone, do you know how many times I get
Jojo,
quoted?
Siwa.
Yeah. It's the real I got more northern in my videos than I am when you hear me.
You actually do.
So yeah.
That video actually had me cracking up. Jojo, Siwa and Chris Hughes. Is that a bit of a?
It's weird.
It's a question mark, isn't it?
That picture of them in bed. It looks like, you know, when a newborn, when you cradle them for the first time, it looks like in that hospital when they have the baby, the men have the baby and whatever. Do you remember The Rock had the picture of him as a baby, right?
Insert pic.
Yeah, it's that vibe. As soon as I saw it.
Or like, you know, when you have babies on a photo shoot and they're just all wrapped up in a little. It's giving like dad and child.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like on her part, remember she is young she is naive and she's been in this industry for such a long time that there's a lot of like manipulation, exploitation of her, like from
as an entity.
And so I do feel like Chris Hughes, is it? Yeah, I feel like he's thinking I could crack American market. I mean, Jojo's a power, isn't it?
She's absolutely
and the fan
huge.
base is huge. So imagine you'd want it's like getting with like Kylie Jenner or
of
Timothy
that
Chalamet.
generation of like
if you
the
got
Gen
with
Z.
Timothy Chalamet or Florence Pugh or one of them, you would be
flying
raking
high.
it in. Yeah. Look at Tom Holland.
Do you think it's true? Do you think it's a pub stunt, or do you actually
Absolutely.
do you think with her the only differentiation that there is the fact that like it's being played out to the masses?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's been so
And for
public.
a lot of people that you sit down and you hear their story and, you know, they'll say, yeah, I'm gay. And but I did experience with guys. That's, you know, their story to tell, but also it wasn't played out to the masses.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of one of those hard ones where it's like, you know, she's obviously, you know, come out and now she's with Chris. And I think people can be harsh on her.
Yeah.
But I guess we have to realize as well that she's doing it in front of so many people. And I guess she's just got to go through it.
And
you
I
know?
think like when she first started, like when she first came out, it was such a big like thing about it. I'd say when she came out though, she flew out that closet. Like she flew out with rainbow flags and shaved hair with rainbow and
our lesbian queen.
Yeah, like she fully went. You know what I mean?
Went, so I'm gonna go for the jugular. Yeah, I guess that's where the thing
kind of
is.
like, oh.
Yeah,
but I mean, I listen. You're entitled to do what you want, but like I said, it was because she was so vocal about.
She was.
I am a lesbian now, and now I am no longer lesbian. Yeah, so it's one of those where it's like. I do feel
love.
All right, okay. And also, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to be so vocal about who you like now.
It's true.
And that's what the problem I think people have. But ultimately, I do always say, like, there's I do poke fun. I have poked fun at, like, Jojo and stuff.
It's with banter, though.
Yeah, and it's not to be malicious. You know what I mean? I think if she saw the video, I think any person that sees one of my videos, I would hope that they would see that there's no ill intent. What did you say? She looks like Miley Cyrus's dad. She did look like Miley Cyrus's dad in that video, though.
She just trudged onto the scene.
She literally looked like Billy Ray Cyrus. I was like, my God, I thought it was him.
Because Billy Ray Cyrus.
The last time I saw her, she was like rainbow flags and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, she's got like, she looks like a butch country singer. So what happened here?
But yes, I understand.
Because I hadn't seen her for a while,
young,
isn't it?
Isn't she? The babe is young.
Yeah.
We're here for the journey and we're here for the entertainment.
Yeah.
It keeps things ticking. My
now
friend
she's
keeps
straight
saying
and she's with
Chris Hughes.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that was not on my bingo card for 2025? But here we are. You do a lot of reaction content. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
That all kind of kicked off for you during like lockdown. Like a lot of the stories that I've been getting on these shows is that for a lot of people the journey started in like 2020.
To be fair, it was quite a while afterwards actually. Yeah, like in lockdown, obviously I was still teaching, so I was my content was very thought out with the kids are gonna watch it. And then I quit my job.
Teaching job.
It wasn't the full teaching job. I just quit the school that I was at. to go on The Circle on Channel 4. And then in that period I was filming, I then when I came out, I did some supply work, and then I was doing supply, and then I ended up getting another job. But in that period was about 2022 that I started taking it properly serious. And when I say properly serious is when I started like actually making content. Because prior to that, it was like a dance video here, a trend video.
Yeah, because your YouTube goes like 7 years back.
Yeah, on my YouTube. Yeah, like people say like overnight success, but overnight success takes 10 years. Like it did, and it took, I mean, I first uploaded my first ever YouTube video in 2013. And a lot of people don't know that it has taken a minute to get like to where I am now. And
you've obviously got like millions of followers across both platforms. Like, I mean, you do so incredibly well for yourself, and you're also like hilarious at the same time. So,
thank you. Do you know, it took a long time to actually get the fact that I'm funny. Like I never believed it. And it's only 2025 that I finally started going, okay, because I did a tour, and when there's almost this thing, it's like, you know, like a really skinny girl going, oh, I feel really fat. And you're like, well, love, you're not. So at some point, that self-deprecating, like, I'm not funny, at some point, wears thin. And I think everyone around me was like, at this point, just shut up. Because you've got thousands of people coming out, paid money to come and see you. You've got people lining up to want to take pictures with you. At some point, you have to say, okay, maybe I'm funny.
I'm the shit.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? But I think that voice, that internal voice is what keeps me humble.
Okay.
So because this industry could make, and I've seen assholes. Can I swear?
Yes.
Yeah, you've met them. We've all met them. A little bit of clout, and this whole life, you know, runners and people asking you, do you want a bottle of water, or do you want this, or you know, finding about after you. That world could change people, and I can see where if you are already a little bit corrupt, this world would make you fully corrupt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think that voice that you're not good enough. Yes, silence it a little bit, but that still keeps you grounded and humble, in the sense that don't let it overtake you.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as it's not overriding, you know, your ability to keep creating content and keep inspiring others and keep, do you know what I mean, that flame inside of you ticking over, and it doesn't end up being a bigger voice than it needs to be.
God, and it has been for such a long time.
It can be, because I know that you've been quite vocal as well on social media about, you know, brown people, black people not getting equal opportunities to like the white counterparts in this industry. And you've been very vocal with that. And then sometimes that can also be, it can weigh a lot on you, especially when you've been in the career for like 10 plus years and are still on a journey. It can get to you.
I try not to live in it though. There's like, as in,
that's it.
So like my friends will say to me as well, like, oh, people, I don't live in this, but a lot of people, my friends will say like, oh, that person's only speaking to you because of X, Y, Z. And I always say, I don't care, because ultimately, blowing out somebody else's candles doesn't make mine burn any brighter, right? So somebody saying that person does, I'm like, I will be polite to every single person. I know what my friendship circle is. I have a strong connection. I have a lifelong friends, and any connections I make outside of that, there's no ill gain from that person.
Also, it's like, you know, if I've been living for a certain amount of years, like, I'm not, unless you are insanely naive, I'm guessing you would be able to work out. Do you know, like, when you've been in this industry, you can work out between someone who's fickle and fake and someone who is genuinely riding out for you. The Circle, that experience, was it fun for you?
Awful.
Oh, you're kidding.
It was awful.
Did you get booted out? I didn't watch.
No, so I got put in late. As Alice. Yeah, I got put in. So I already picked my character. So I applied in season 1. So just after season 1, I was obsessed with the show. I thought it was such a phenomenal idea to be able to live your life.
Open message.
Yeah, like to live in somebody else's shoes for a day. And like, it also, I'm a massive advocate for like women, like people of color, like women of color as well. I'm a massive advocate. So to be able to just step in to understand, even for a second, and you're not going to understand everything. You've got to check your privilege, but to be able to even step in for a minute and understand how people treat you or perceive you, I thought, let me see what that. So I picked a very generic girl next door, Alice, school teacher, very sweet. I mean, I'm a bitch, but she outwardly was such a lovely person.
Yeah.
I knew everything about her. I knew her period cycle. I'm telling you, I knew her bra size. I knew.
You went to all four corners of Alice.
What tampons she used, what
the wide set.
absolutely. I was like, I knew everything. So I had it down.
What happened to her then?
The problem was I got put in to stir up the trouble, which I'm fine with. If you tell me that's what my MO is, I will go in and cause chaos because I love chaos. I think there's something fun about it, especially on a TV show. I'm trying to make entertainment. I'm trying to make people laugh.
Trolling, not like trolling.
Yeah. The problem was there was just a lot of behind the scenes manipulation by production. I've not spoken actually. This is the first time I've spoken about it publicly, but there was a lot of like manipulation by production, which in my head was like, I didn't sit right with me, but everybody felt it. Like, everybody felt it.
I'm surprised at that, especially for a show like The Circle, because I used to watch, I think I probably maybe watched like the first 2 seasons or something, because I really enjoyed it. But it just didn't strike me as a show that would have the behind the scenes manipulation, because it was like, you're trapped in a room, like all you've got is the room, a screen to message people off of, go to the gym, go outside on the balcony, and that's it. I'm like, what?
But can you see why in Big Brother, you are left to your own devices, isn't it? I can speak to you at any given point. In The Circle, I can only speak to you if they allow me to speak to you.
No.
So right now, let's say we were in the house, right, and there's a bunch of people. I can come up to you and be like, Jourds, do you know when you were saying something? I don't know, it felt like you were having a pop at me.
You've got to go through them first.
But they won't let me speak to that person, because I can come up to you and clarify, and you'd be like, oh, Shabaz, honestly, I wasn't having a pop at you. I was just annoyed at something, and I think I might have taken it on you. Oh yeah, let's cool, we're friends again. Whereas me, if I read a message, firstly, you read it differently, but I'm at the mercy of someone who's telling me that they are having a pop at me, so I'm getting wound up. So there's an episode where me and this character Felix go at each other, and the reason was because it was built up, because I was seeing he was the army, the straight white lad that was in the army, that was probably my high school bully, right? And for me, that led me back to that
trauma, like
place,
PTSD
and I was like, I'm not allowing you to do that to Alice, right? So there's this thing of like, I'm fighting with this person, and every time I want to speak to them, they're like, oh, he's busy at the moment, he's in a chat, so I couldn't speak to him. But then when the chat would come up, the group chat would come up, they'd say, have you noticed he was a bit narky there, he's leaving you out? And I'm like, have you noticed he's leaving me out? Because you're fed that. Because you think the person who's speaking to you is on your side, when they're not. They're making the show.
Just trying to create storylines.
And bear in mind, it's very different when it's filmed live, because they have to go with outside audience interaction. So like, if the audience is like, oh, I hate that Jourds, she's a bully, they'll come to you and be like, tone it down. And they do that, whereas they didn't have that. We pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So you can imagine there's a lot of manipulation there.
Yeah, I get that, because I guess even with stuff like Love Island, because it is like filmed a day in advance or whatever, they can go on social media and see what people are saying, and then...
I think the psychological side of it as well, like, bear in mind, I hadn't been called Shabaz for 6 weeks, because they only ever referred to me as Alice. So when the first time I got into a taxi and the taxi driver said Shabaz, I almost forgot that was who I was. And that's wild, isn't it, when you think about it? But genuinely, when they went Shabaz, I was like, oh God, that's me. I was like, yeah, that's me, because I'd only been referred to as Alice the entire time by every single person that interacted with me.
Did you get aftercare from the channel?
It's not worth it though, is it? Because
really?
Like, it's like if you stab someone and then put a plaster on it, like, you've done the damage now. So is there any point you saying you can speak to someone? And also,
it didn't stop you from going back on TV though. The Weakest Link.
Yeah. Oh, and I also did another one in between that as well.
Which one was that?
I did Strangers on a Plane.
Thinking, what are you going to be on next? Netflix?
I'd love
calling your name? What would you actually do?
I would love to do Celebrity Bear Hunt. I wouldn't class myself a celebrity, but Celebrity Bear Hunt, because
that show.
Wasn't it so good?
Was it Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Get me on that.
Exactly. I live in the jungle. It's fine. Yeah. But also, I was like, isn't it wild that for ITV they'd be quaking, because I'm a celebrity, innit? If you think about it, the people more accepting, because me and you, we can't go on I'm a Celebrity, because they would annihilate us, and especially you, right? Because you're a woman of color. They would annihilate you. Look what they did to Nella. You know what I mean? And I feel like production companies use
they just pick people apart. They just try and find a story and run with it.
And they kind of use influencers and creators and like non-traditional broadcasters as scapegoats to make their controversial figures look human, not giving the mercy that someone who was on EastEnders 15 years ago is. They are still like, imagine you went on, right? Or imagine someone who's like Nella Rose, right? Millions of followers, subscribers coming out of every orifice. You know what I mean? People that love her, probably more viewers than I'm a Celebrity even gets,
right? Absolutely.
But she's not qualified to be on that show. Why? Yeah. Because remember Barry from EastEnders, when he fell off a cliff 20 years ago, he's more qualified. Well, no, he's not.
Yeah, well, they had in, what's his chops? The one that during COVID.
Yeah, they had Nigel Farage in with Nella, didn't they?
And him, yeah. And then what's his name that told us all that we had to stay in and save lives, and then he was like touching that girl's bum and lips in her.
I can't remember what his name is.
Cheating on his wife. Matt Hancock.
I knew it was that. Yeah.
They had him in, but Nella Rose is a problem.
I saw him on the London Marathon running past me.
Oh gosh,
stick my leg out. Run a marathon now. Go on.
I saw on your YouTube that you have, I don't even know what this is called, trypophobia. So that's the holes.
Yeah.
It's not nice, is
so
it?
There's 3 things that send shivers down. I mean, I'm scared of everything, which is why I'd be a perfect contestant.
For Ima.
I'm a celeb because I'm scared of like the dark. I'm scared of creepy crawlies. I'm scared of
you'd
tight
be fantastic.
spaces. I'm scared of anything. And also my palate is bland as hell, right? So I wouldn't eat anything. I can't drink anything like that. I wouldn't be like, I don't mix food and stuff. I eat what I eat and that's it. I don't try anything new. So I mean, really, all like bland carby stuff, right? I eat that or curry.
Oh no,
yeah,
can't
just
go wrong
yeah,
with
like
curry,
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Italian or Asian. I'm not South Asian. I'm not going outside. Even within South Asian, when somebody's like, "Oh, I made this thing. It's mixed veg," I'm like, "Oh no." Sorry, not having it.
You won't even put it past your chops.
I won't even put it, because I went to Wagamama's the other day and she was like, "Let's go Wagamama's." I was like, "I don't like that food, but okay, I'll try it." I'm vegetarian as well, so I was like veggie something gyoza. Put it in my mouth and went, "Ugh, it's like skin. I'm not having that."
Tastes like skin. I understand the reason as to why, but you get a good gyoza.
But this is it. So everyone always says like, "Oh, but you haven't tried good one." And I'm like, "No, I just wouldn't like it." So the food thing, and then on top of it is the deep ocean. Terrified of it.
I understand.
Big things, right? So submarines or cruise ships. When I look at them, it knocks me sick.
Where do all these fears come from?
I don't know. Some sort of childhood trauma.
I was going to say,
what's so annoying. The people have decided now to message me.
It's always the case.
That one, and then trypophobia. Trypophobia has gotten worse as I've got an adult. So like it's now repeating patterns, not just holes. So like when I see like a repeating pattern
but not all the diamonds on the top, right?
Yeah. No, because they're scattered, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it?
But if it was polka dots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Polka dots are. Yeah. Polka dots depends on how deep the hole looks.
No.
Yeah. I can't do chewing. Do you know the worst one, that gulping, when somebody's drinking and I can hear I'm like, what have you got, a thin throat? And she was like, what does that even mean? I was like,
when they do the
nah, no.
If you make that noise,
I was watching I was at a theatre show the other day, and this woman had a cough, and every time she went, I went, oh my God, I've got really nervous disposition, right? So when it was Squid Games yesterday, when there were bits like where they would just jump, I was like, to watch, Sisters in the City, the 2 girls, and Anna and, can't remember the sister's name now. Well, I went to watch Sisters in the City, right? And they did a live show. Mandy. And Anna, Mandy, and I went to watch them as a live show. And when I tell you, there was a girl behind me having her own podcast. I was like, do you know what? Get on stage. Forget, you lot come off the stage, right? And let you go sit on the stage. And I turned around politely and I was like, look, girls, I totally get it. Like, I'm not want to be one of those people that says, interact. Like, obviously what they're talking about, you want to go to your mate. Oh my God, did you see that? But at the same time, I'm trying to hear them. She went, why are you being rude for? I said, okay, now I'll be rude. So then I gave her the F word. I went, because ultimately I wasn't being rude.
But it's like when you're paying to be somewhere, and especially when it's like a closed environment, out of respect, be quiet.
Yeah.
If you're ruining my viewing experience, you are going to have an earful from me.
Yeah.
Call me a caramel Karen.
Yeah, absolutely.
For all you want, I am riding that wave. Because you ain't ruined it for me, honey.
No, exactly. I've come here. I've paid just as good as you, and also she was just obnoxiously
I hate that.
talking really loudly. But yeah, I do have the thing about, and it's really hard when you're with someone like, imagine an older auntie or something where you're like, you can't say to auntie, seriously, I swear, if you crunch on that
quaver one more time,
I'm gonna punch you in the head, right? But you don't want to say it, but it grinds my.
Are you still like within the mindset of, if you do become like insanely rich and, you know, recognizable, I mean, you're already, you know, so recognizable. But if it continues, which it will, God willing, are you still of the mindset where when you get to that point, you don't want to show people your like wealth and stuff? Because I know you've spoken about it before, where like, you know, you'll get some creators that will make that transition and then people are like, I can't really vibe. Because like, Patricia Bright has had it quite a lot recently, where she's been so used to making family content, and now there's this thing of like she's no longer with her partner anymore. And she's been getting a lot of stick online, oh, we can't relate. She's doing all of this, you know, yummy mummy, rich girl on holiday vibes.
Do you know who I love,
like
though?
body's looking right and tight, which we love. And like people are gunning for her.
Do you know who I love? Elsa Majimbo. Have you ever seen her?
Yes,
so
She's
like, I was poor, but now I'm rich. She's like, well, now I'm rich, so I'm. The thing is, for me, I have never. Like, I don't come from a really, really poor background at the moment. I mean, we grew up quite poor, so there's a difference. But I worked, you know, I had a teaching job, which doesn't pay the most, but it pays okay. Like, I'm not on the breadline, but I still never showed off about it. So I think who I am is never that person. So like, on what I buy and what I do and how I spend my money, it doesn't need to be showcased, and that's the difference. That's the difference. Fair. I don't have to tell you my bank balance. I don't have to tell you, guess what new designer bag I bought, because it's not enough. You don't need to share everything with everyone. I think that's the problem with a lot of influencers, is they move into this thing where they're like, my followers need to know everything about me. They don't need to know everything about you. My followers don't. They know what they know about me. Yes, I've been able to do a lot more things with the opportunities I've had. But I also do a lot of good, and you don't see either or. So I'm not going to then go out my way going, by the way, guys, guess what I'm doing? There'll be times where I'm like, oh my God, guess what? I'm on a business class flight.
Also,
and
I think it's being aware of the privilege as well, and being, and I think that is something that you always have been. And you're also a voice, like you will speak out about things, because like I was saying earlier on, like you speak about opportunities, for example, when it comes to like the creative industry, and you've also spoken about having millions of followers, and you may think that comes with a certain bank balance, you may think that it comes with a certain level of opportunities, but you still have to work. You still have to send emails complaining. You still have to graft. Exactly. And it doesn't stop regardless of whether you've got 300 followers or freaking 2 million.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have this sort of impression of that the industry as there is a lot of people hide stuff, and a lot of people gatekeep stuff. I'm not that person. Like, for me, honestly, like I was talking to Hughes. I say his name wrong. I've spoken to him like a million times, so let's say it right. I was speaking to Hughes, right? And I said to him, I said, because he asked me, he was like, oh, who do you speak to at this company? And I was like, oh, let me get my email out. I'll give him the numbers. I was like, yeah. And also I said, I've got a +1, so just come with me to the, and because that's how we should be doing for each other. Because what I've said it before, and I'll say it again, blowing out somebody else's candles ain't making mine burn brighter. What's written for me will come to me. And it's only people, are you religious or people who have a faith have the belief of that.
If I'm winning, everyone's going to win.
And what's written for me will come to me.
Period.
So me saying to you, like, Jourds, you coming up to me saying, Shabaz, you've just done this. Who is it that? And I'm like, here, let me give you the names of the people. You get the work or I get the work, we're winning, right? It doesn't make a difference, because that work wasn't written for me. But we're not like that in this industry. And I think it's sad, because we should be more like that. And I am like that. Maybe I'm being naive about it, but ultimately I can go to bed at night and know that, I'm helping other people.
Welcome to In the DMs, where I go through the funny, bizarre and unhinged DMs that we get sent in this wonderful and weird world that we call social media. Yes, social media. I am Jourds. I've done that in the last episode as well. I am Jourds, and I am joined by the wonderful
I thought you were going to say it, but
Shabaz Says online.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So these are some of the DMs that you got sent through. This is absolutely hilarious. Read love. I'm guessing they were supposed to say love all your crazy videos, but they just put a typo in there. Love all your crazy videos. If you don't message me back, then this means that I'm not going to follow you anymore. The obsession with a follow back sometimes is a bit unhinged.
But also, I've got that's 1.8 million people. I can't message them all. I can't allow them all in the DMs. That's like, imagine if everyone was of that mindset that if you don't message me back, then I'm gonna unfollow you. I would be messaging daily, wouldn't I? Every single person.
But and I also saw a message that they sent above, something crazy, but you draw absolutely follow back. I think it's just like a series
follow
of them
back.
asking you to follow.
There's loads of them like, follow me back, message me back, why are you not messaging me back? And then that one was the final straw. That, do you know what? I'm unfollowing you.
I'm cutting ties. Yeah. And then when you get people in real life that are just like, oh yeah, you can follow me back. And you're just, do I have to?
No, because I don't want my timeline clogged with your stuff.
With your garbage. Yeah. I've had it before when I've been walking from like King's Cross to radio, and someone will be like, oh yeah, I follow your socials. Are you going to follow me back? And it's just like meeting Dave in the middle of King's Cross and you're asking for a follow back because you want to send me your music for submissions onto freaking radio. It's like, love, wrong person. Go and ask one of the DJs. I'm not the right person.
My kids used to say, my school kids used to ask me, so are you going to follow us back? No. Do you know how weird that is? I was like, but they don't get it. They don't get that. They don't get how to I'm like, I'm a grown adult.
And also like, it's a business, and also like, we follow our friends and people's content that we actually want to see and people we want to keep in touch with.
But I've ended up following so many people that I'm now missing out on people that I genuinely admire.
How many people do you follow?
Like, I think 1,000 or something.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe more.
This one, congratulations on completing the marathon, by the way. But this is quite bizarre. You done interviews with the cast of Thunderbolts. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Double congrats. And you've put up on your story, here we go, interview time. Yeah. And someone replied back saying, shouldn't you be doing marathon training? I don't think you're taking it seriously.
That person would not leave me alone. They did it on every story. That's the last straw until I blocked them. Because on everything I posted, what do you think you're doing going to the cinema? Do you not think you should be training? And then that was the one that, I don't think you're taking this seriously. I'm sorry.
The entitlement.
Yeah.
And they're probably just sat there on this fake account with plaque building up in their teeth.
But also, like, who are you? Like, I'm sorry, was this dance moms? Or what are you? You know what I mean? I didn't realise that I had to be, like, training, like, what is this Usain Bolt training me?
Eat, sleep, breathe, repeat.
Yeah.
Marathon
training, yeah. I mean, I could have done a lot more. She's not wrong. So they technically were right. Aside from the fact that they probably were right. I could have done more.
Yeah. Sack off Florence Pugh.
And I wasn't taking it seriously.
And get on the...
But at the same time, I'm like, I'm doing it for charity, for crying out loud. I'm not trying to break a world record. You know what I mean? It's not like,
I'm not Mo fucking Farah.
I know, innit? Like, you're not going to break that world record if you don't do it. Well, I wasn't after breaking
the entitlement of humans online, especially the ones with no profile picture, which is what they were. This one is unhinged. I don't know what this was about. I think you've done a question and answer. What trips are you planning for summer? And then you said going Istanbul. You want to see your friend in Australia, and you want to do a full country tour of Italy. Quite nice. Someone replied back saying, I'm that poor. When I open my windows, pigeons throw bread in my window.
Just brilliant. Pigeons throw bread at her.
Didn't realise they had arms.
Yeah, I love...
Pigeons don't...
No, they don't.
They've got wings.
But the fact is that, when you throw bread at pigeons, then she's that poor, pigeons are throwing it at her, going, love, listen, you can have it back. You need it more than I do, right? It is so funny. I think, do you know what I love about the POVVO Gang is that you should read my comments when I make videos. Sometimes they make funnier comments than I do, and I'm so vexed. Thinking,
and for those that are not familiar, because I only knew what that was, POVVO, from seeing your content. So what does it actually stand for?
So it stands for a poor person, like poverty, innit?
Poverty.
Yeah, so if you're from poverty, you're a POVVO, innit? So and do you know what? It was used
is it a Gen Z term, or
no,
is it
it's a millennial? It's a a really old term, yeah. Because it's been around. Australians use it. Because I was watching, this poor woman was saying, she said it on one of her videos, like, I'm a proper POVVO. She's from Australia, and her comments, they were going in on her, why are you copying Shabaz, using his word? I was like, love, you know, I didn't create it. I mean, I've trademarked it, but but I haven't but the word I didn't, but I just said it because it's just a northern term we say, we've always said it. And then all of a sudden, I think Americans picked it up, and then...
Also, it's banter. I thought that was a British word, but I'm hearing Americans use it all the time. Is that us? Or is it it's an us thing, but I think banter because of... Love Island. Right, quick one before we wrap this up. We're getting into this quick fire game of to judge or not to judge. So you have a panel in front of you.
Oh, yes.
To the side, even.
This is so cool.
And the way that this works is I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Have you seen what you look like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's really giving many a things, isn't it?
It's giving George Washington or whatever it is, yeah.
It's giving colonizer. And you have got a rank whether you judge it or you don't judge it. If it's red, it means you're judging it. And if it is green, you are not judging it. Yeah, your camera is right down there if you want to give any eye contact. Leaving skid marks in a public toilet. You're judging it. You've not left a few skiddies in some public toilets.
I don't think I've ever done a number 2 in a public toilet. Really? I will hold it in.
You will suck it back up.
The rectal in the woods rather than in a public toilet.
In the woods.
I will park on the side of the countryside lane and
just
poo
let
in
it
the
out.
field. Then I'll poo in a bag in the car, then poo in a public toilet. No, I'm scared of them. You are telling me you putting Batty down on a dirty toilet. Or you hovering?
Guilty. Do you know what? This is my theory, right? My theory is that everybody else hovers. And because everybody else hovers, if I do a little clean around the rim, I'll be the person that sits.
But also, your women's toilets, you need to go into men's toilets.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's wee on the floor, there's wee up the side.
Probably skids around the sides
so that's
of the
why it's
cubicles.
A very different,
I get that. Wearing a hoodie 3 days in a row.
No, I'm not judging.
Not judging. Picking your nose and flicking it on the floor.
I'm not judging.
Washing your hands for less than 20 seconds after peeing.
Judging.
Farting on the underground.
Judging.
You're judging.
Because...
You haven't let one slip on the underground.
But there's loads of people in that. And sometimes it's
in a
so
workout
hot
class?
and stuffy. Fine. I'm
drunk calling after a night out.
I'm not judging. Okay. I'm not judging. I think that's fun.
Brushing your teeth once a day.
Judging.
Yep, fairs. Showering once a day.
Judging.
Peeing in the shower. Not judging. Judging. Not judging. What about in the sea?
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, in the swimming pool. Where do you draw the line?
Not swimming pool. Because the sea is just going out. I'm assuming it's gone to to America.
Right? To America, if I'm not already there.
Or if I'm in Italy's gone to gone to Greece. Right?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Let the fish consume.
Yeah.
Licking the plates clean after a good meal.
Why would you lick the plate?
Oh, stop it.
I lick the yogurt lid. But what you telling me you lick a plate? Okay.
In my own home.
Oh, in your own home, yeah. In a restaurant, though.
Not in a restaurant. Yeah. As much as I'm tempted.
Do you know what? I am so shocked, Jourds, because I have never enjoyed a meal that much that I needed to lick a plate.
What, not a dessert? Some desserts are made immaculately.
Oh, you're bougie, isn't it? Yeah. She's gone to some bougie places.
Some of them are, obviously some are questionable.
No one's licking a Tesco dessert, are they? Or, or no one's licking
a meal deal.
A meal deal.
Nah. A yogurt is where we draw the line. Yeah. Sending a DM and then unsending it hours later because they didn't reply.
I'm not going to judge
Not going to judge. Yeah. Not creaming your body after a shower.
Judging it. Because you're going to be drier than Gandhi's flip-flop, isn't it? My God.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging if some people don't need it, but just lotion your legs, love. You know what I mean?
Need it. Yeah. Moisturize that body. Yeah. Because then when you are 69, you're not going to look.
Yeah, but there's some people, some people don't do it. Some people use, 4-in-1, like when they use shampoo for the face wash, body wash, and everything
all the
else.
Crevices. Yeah. It's like, no, you need to categorize that. Spitting on the side of the road.
Judging. Disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's foul. It's not nice. No. And that, my friends, is to judge or not to judge. Woohoo! absolute pleasure. What else do we have for the rest of this year? What have we got to expect? What have we got to come?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm going Edinburgh Fringe.
Fantastic.
So I'll be there for 2
Congratulations.
weeks from the last 2 weeks. I'll be there. So come and watch me. And documentary. I'm writing something about social media at the moment, which is and then I'm working on a scripted show as well. So yeah, like I really love entertainment. I love film and TV, and just enjoying watching movies and talking to people. So.
I love it. You are an inspiration to many.
Thank you.
Hilarious. And we cannot wait to see where this rest of the year takes you.
Yeah,
this has been In the DMs. I have had my fantastic guest, Shabaz, with me. If you have any funny, bizarre, or unhinged DMs that you think will be suitable for the show, please slide into my DMs at Jourds_. This has been In the DMs. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.